just a little bit closer, change up perspective, and maybe shoot through some foreground here. Actually, look at this, this is gonna work better. I'm gonna go just a little bit more on the shutter speed because that log is getting too light. There we go. I'm shooting a bunch because my shutter speed's so low. So let's see, now can I play with some foreground here? Now we need a different composition. But there we go, we got some foreground in play. There you go. Background's not clean enough. It's almost a great scene. There we go. This is cool. There we go, back up on the rock. Let's see if we can get a facing left, would be nice. And now you're good to the right. Hey, what's up everyone? Good morning. It is a gorgeous morning out here up in northern New Jersey. I'm up in Stokes State Forest along this gorgeous stream here. And the reason I'm here is to get Louisiana Waterthrush. And I did, yay! It was tough this morning. So let's talk about how I ended up here and what I suggest and recommend to you to try and go out and photograph these species. So number one, you gotta learn their habitat. So the first easiest step is to go online or use a birding app or a book if you're into that and look up their range, whatever species you're targeting. Make sure they breed within your range, okay? I've said this before in the past, I think, with my previous warbler video, but I don't target migrating species at all. Migrating species are just moving through the area. They're completely inconsistent. You can't find them again. One day they're there, the next day they're not. Some days are amazing, you see a ton of variety. Other days you see barely anything based on weather. So I only target breeding species in their range. And so I'm out here because in northern New Jersey, here in Stokes State Forest, we are right in the sweet spot range of Louisiana Waterthrush. You can also get a couple of northern waterthrush here, but that's on the fringe of their range, so they're not common, so I don't target them often. I've only ever found two in all of my years up here trying to photograph them. So now that we know they're within range, in this case Louisiana Waterthrush is within range, we need to learn their habitat. So again, I recommend using All About Birds website, which is great for showing you what they like to nest in and how they nest, what kind of habitat they nest in, and that sort of thing. Also tells you a little bit about their food sources. And so you should usually learn from a little bit of research on Louisiana Waterthrush that they like moving streams, okay? I've found some occasionally on still water, but usually there's some running water on either end of it, coming into a lake, out of a lake. It's rare that I find them on just completely still water. I have found them that way before though, but more likely you're gonna find them in some swift moving streams like this. It doesn't have to be this big. They can be larger too. Much larger than this, you're probably not gonna get them. They usually are found on a little bit smaller streams. And I have found them in really tiny streams. And in fact, if I include it in the footage today, when I went to try and photograph a couple of other pair that I had found the other day, they were in really tiny streams compared to this. This is actually a pretty large stream compared to the other places I was looking. So now we know that they are within range and we are in the right habitat. We look for some small moving streams, and then we go out and listen. That's the last piece of the puzzle, is to learn their song. Louisiana Waterthrush, thankfully, are really loud. They live around these noisy streams, and so they belt out over that, especially the male. They have a very distinct chip too. I've been working out here enough with birds that I can kind of recognize their chip now, which is really nice. So that little chip, chip call is kind of distinct, and usually I can narrow it down based on the habitat that I'm finding them around. So this morning, actually, that's what I heard first, but I also saw one. So let's talk scouting now. So I've seen them on this very exact stream in the past, but I also saw two different pair yesterday or the day before, I'm sorry, 2 days ago. I was out with my friend in the evening and we were hiking looking for Blackburnian and black-throated green, but whatever else we could find. And we heard two different pair of Louisiana Waterthrush. They were on smaller streams. They were really pretty, like mossy covered rocks and everything. You can see the rocks here are a little bit more bare. There's definitely some moss along the edge here, but it's definitely more open rocky here. And I just like the intimate feel of those other ones. So knowing that those pair were there, that's what I wanted to target this morning. So that was my plan. My plan was to get out here and go straight to the first of the pair we had seen the other day. However, as soon as I opened my van door and walked outside, I think the female, Louisiana Waterthrush that was right here on this particular stream, which is just right down the way from where I parked, she was right there. I opened the door and she was there. She called, I watched her fly. She flew under a bridge and then went down the shoreline. And so I was like, well, this is my target species, so let's take advantage of an opportunity. And I followed her for a little bit. Didn't end up getting any photos at that first shot. I don't think. I don't know. It's been so long. I was out here for like 2.5 hours. So I don't think I got any photos then, but I kind of narrowed down where I think they're nesting. And when I came back later, which I'll tell you about in a second, I was able to find, she went into the same spot, so I think that's where they're nesting, at least the general area. But in any case, I didn't want to spend too much time here because I really liked the visual of the other stream that I had found the pair on. So I spent some time here with taking advantage of the opportunity, seeing that first Louisiana Waterthrush, and then there was a bunch of veery around, so I went for them as well and got some really good shots of those early this morning. So those are going to be really fun, and that's the beauty of this time of year. There's so much stuff around. You can kind of take advantage of whatever you find. Lately, I would say lately meaning the last couple of years for me, I generally don't target specific species too much. I just target areas where I know I can get a variety of stuff, and I walk around and listen. So in a given morning, especially if I'm taking a client out, but even if I'm shooting for myself, I'm probably not going to spend 2.5 hours here trying to photograph Louisiana Waterthrush. I like to be a little bit more opportunistic and just go out and listen, see what I can find, see if I can work with a bird, spend 15 minutes to a half hour with a bird. If it's going to be down low, give me some good photo opportunities, and the habitat looks good for photography. But this morning I specifically wanted to get Louisiana Waterthrush because I wanted to show you how it works for me when I target a specific species. So I went to that first stream, nothing. I think I heard some chip calls once, but they were kind of faint, a little bit far away, and then I never heard anything. I spent about, I'm gonna guess, 15 to 20 minutes there. And in my experience, if they're in the area, you're probably gonna hear them pretty quickly. So I decided at that point to move to the next stream. And that one I did hear. There was a male there, he was singing nonstop, way up there. That's all he was doing, was just singing up high. I never heard any chip calls from him or another partner bird, so I don't know if he's just not paired yet, and so maybe just up high singing, and he didn't seem like he was in the mood to feed in that moment, so I ended up leaving him and decided to come back here because I had already seen these birds down along the stream feeding, which is what you kind of need. The bird up high singing isn't going to work unless you have some elevation to actually shoot out eye level, and the other pair just kind of even weren't there. Now maybe I could have gone back and picked them up again, or I could have sat there for a couple of hours and maybe they would have come back into the area, but I had only seen them in that spot once, so I'm not sure if that was like really their home base territory or like the fringe of their territory. Whereas these birds over here that I saw this morning, I've seen them here last year and I know this is kind of their territory, so it was a better bet for me to come back here and try to photograph these birds. And it turned out that was the smart move, finally. After being out for probably about an hour, hour and a half, I finally came back here to these birds. In the end, I should have stayed here the whole time, but that's how it goes, right? And then I was able to get them. I started with the female, I think, because I watched her gather some nesting material. She took it back into where I think the nest is. I got a couple of shots of her that might be okay. Background wasn't the best. And then I saw the pair together. Then I followed what I think is the male. Doesn't really matter, they look the same. And he ended up feeding right in front of me. I was able to really play around with some slow shutter speed stuff. Maybe, hopefully we got some good motion blur. We'll see, I gotta check them out. But I also took some safe shots at 250th of a second. So, anything else that's important here? I went with the 1:400 just in case any of them were cooperative, because sometimes I've had it with Louisianas. You're kind of laying down or tucked down low along the rocks, and if they aren't aware of you, they'll start working the shoreline right towards you. And if they get closer, I wanted to be able to zoom wider and show a little bit more habitat. Plus, I gotta say, this is an easier lens to deal with, like holding lower, which is what I was doing when I was doing the slow shutter speed stuff. I kind of had the lens out over some rocks. I was holding it down, using the flip screen like this to shoot. Well, if I had the big 400-2.8, well, that's technically possible. It's a lot more difficult to manage and deal with doing that. So I like being able to stay handheld, plus I get the flexibility of zooming out to maybe show more habitat if I get a really cooperative bird. Clothing wise, I always wear, this is my go out to shoot warblers get up, right? So pants tucked into the socks. Socks are treated, pants are treated, long sleeve shirt is treated, shirt tucked into the pants as well, and treated with permethrin. These are by the company Insect Shield, so it's embedded in the clothing, and it means I can crawl around in all of these forests where there's ticks and never get any ticks. So that's a wonderful thing. That's why I wear these all the time whenever I go out to shoot warblers and songbirds, or anytime I'm doing anything in the forest in spring throughout summer. Basically warmer temperatures in New Jersey. Anywhere in New Jersey, there's ticks everywhere. If you were going to be targeting Louisiana waterthrush and you really wanted to give yourself some flexibility, some muck boots might let you be able to walk in the water, change your perspective a little bit, or just some thin waders, then you can get in. When I've really targeted Louisiana waterthrush in the past, I have done the full waders, just get in like chest waders, so you can get in the water, sit in the right perspective that you want, make sure you get the background that you want and that sort of thing. That being said, I don't really generally find it necessary in most cases, but it does allow you to move around a little bit more when you have a really cooperative bird. Time in the morning, I come out first thing in the morning, every time. I almost never target and photograph birds in the evening. That being said, this is their home territory right here. I could come out here anytime. Middle of the day, evening, doesn't really matter, they're gonna be around. But birds tend to be a little bit more active and feeding first thing in the morning in my experience, and they're more vocal, so they're just easier to find that way. So that's why I always come out in the morning, plus less people, okay? I think that's about it, everybody. That's about all I can think of. I experimented a bit, really pushing that shutter speed slow down to 1/10 of a second. Hopefully some of those come out, we'll see. The bird was moving, I was moving. I didn't have a tripod. I was resting on a rock. We'll see how that works. But I've done it in the past, so hopefully one of those turned out, and I fired away like crazy. I normally wouldn't shoot that much, but when you're shooting that slow shutter speed, that was kind of key. So that's it, guys. That's how I target a species of warbler. It's the same approach for any species that I'm working with. For those of you starting out with warblers, you know, the ground species are easier. You just get more opportunity with them. So Louisiana waterthrush, they're easier because they like to be low and feed along the stream's edge like you saw, but they're easier to find because you can target their habitat with the streams, right? Ovenbirds are another good one. I'm trying to think. Black and whites can be down lower usually. What else around here? A lot of those thrush species like the veery. The veery are all over the place. I know it's not a warbler, but they're fun up here and I love them. They land on the mossy logs a lot, the mossy rocks. They like to stand up and kind of sing out, so they give you a lot of good photo opportunity. Let's see, I'm trying to think of what else, what other warbler species tend to be good and down lower. But in any case, for any of the species that are a little bit more mid-height to treetop, what you're looking for is some elevation. You want to find a hillside where you can actually shoot out to them, but the odds on getting them in the right spot are much slimmer, so you got to spend a lot more time and you get a lot less reward for it. So I would start targeting those species that are a little bit more ground-based if you're just getting started with warbler photography. All right, everybody, thank you so much. I'll see if I can get one more of these in. I have a busy couple of weeks up here, but if I get a chance, I'll try and get out and shoot some other species. I have another spot, oh, yellow warbler, that's another one that tends to hang low. They're really good. And I have a spot that has a ton of them. Hooded warbler is another one. They're really low as well. So there's a handful of birds up in this area anyway that are good and lower and may give you some opportunity. Oh, my other spot has blue wing as well. Another one that's low. Blue wing, prairie, there we go. I forgot all the field species. See, as I'm wrapping this up, I'm finding more things to suggest for you. All right, thanks so much, everybody. Enjoy your spring. Happy shooting. Okay, speaking of target, here's Louisiana waterthrush. There he goes. I think he went on the other side of the bridge. So I'm gonna head down to this grass over here, just because it looks like the easiest low area that I can get to, and potentially maybe he'll come out on these rocks. There he is. Wow, it's dark. He pops out again. Might try some slow shutter speed. So I just went down to 1/15 of a second and dropped the ISO a little bit more. I don't want to completely overexpose and wash out the water. Oh, he moved over. Okay. A little too high to see any good moving water. Oh, look, nesting material. Check that out. Background's horrible. This might be the female. Oop. Where'd she go? Okay. Up here. Look at that. Always with the tail bob. Okay, so she went over here. At this point, the bird had moved over quite a bit, so I was basically just slowly moving through the forest, following the sound, and I sped that up till you can see where I end up. I just heard her make a lot of noise down here, like she was interacting with the other bird, like her partner. I found one of them, but there's another one making noise. That white rock stage. Kind of cool. Some veery doing their show over there. Black and white warbler singing. Can't keep up with those Louisiana Waterthrush. They're really far away at this point. So now I'm gonna watch for these veery. See if I can get across this little stream here. Oh yeah, see the one keeps going up on that rock. Wow, look at this. Oh, look at that twig sticking out the back. See if I can fix that. See if it comes back to it. Bumping my shutter speed up, ISO up just a bit, because I'm going to be going more for static shots now, not motion blur. But it's still super dark, so try like 40th of a second. Oh, nice small in frame there. All right, so I just got to get rid of that dark log behind it. There we go. Compose it like that so the, oh yes. I'm gonna shoot a bunch, I'm gonna slow down the shutter speed. I'm gonna slide over this way just a little bit. Try and get some different look to it. Single point autofocus. Ditch that rock at the bottom. Then I'll go high, or I'm sorry, put the bird low on the frame. Oh, that's super cool. I love it. All right, just a little bit closer, change up perspective, and maybe shoot through some border around here. I gotta get focus first. There's the clearer view right there. I really like how this lays out. Actually, look at this. This is gonna work better. Come on, turn your head, bird. I'm gonna go just a little bit more on the shutter speed because that log is getting too light. There we go. Watch for the head turn. Still looking away. Just gonna move my focus point up, make sure I got him. There we go. I'm shooting a bunch because my shutter speed's so low. And let's try and go the other way. That doesn't connect it into the scene as much though. So let's see, now can I play with some foreground here? Oh, now we need a different composition. But there we go, we got some foreground in play. Look at that. Nice clean open view. There you go. Again, just shooting so much because of the slow shutter speed. And our bird's coming over here. I was just about to zoom out and show more, but I do hear our Louisiana to the left. So we'll wait and see if it comes over here. It's so nice, Veery love to like perch up on stuff like that. That was a great shot. I'm happy with that. All right, we got two Veery over here. One's kind of up on a little log there, but not high enough. Here we go, here we go, here we go. See if I can get focus. There's the opening. Background's sucky. See that dark spot behind it? No good. If I can get lower. That one might work though. There we go, look at the little leaf. Oh, twig in front. Oh, that sucks. The shot's so great. But look. Yep, see that one little twig right there? Damn. Oh, what a bummer. Look what I just found. Freaking porcupine. I looked up and saw this ball. Huh. Let's see if we can get a shot of him. Just got to get across the stream. This should do. And then we can use some elevation on this side. Super secretive. Crashing through everything. To actually get a background on him. Of course he's facing the wrong way. All right, so let's go down the trail here, but oops. Now I'm chasing these Veery down the path. Oh, look at that mossy goodness. Oh my gosh, it's swarming with Veery. There's like 4 of them right in front of me here. Oh, look at this guy. Stay, stay, stay. Get just a little bit lower. Oh, okay. Now we do have this guy way down here. And he goes up. Try and get focus here. Nope, that's not gonna work. Let's see where these other 2 just went. Ouch. I don't know, but I think we can see our porcupine friend now. There he is. So, just a documentary shot at this point. Nothing really good there. I'm gonna watch these logs over here for the Veery. The whole time I am listening for the Louisiana Waterthrush, see if they come back. Plus I have the other pair, there's 2 other pair that I was originally gonna go for that I haven't gotten to yet. But let's see if we can find a vantage point on this porcupine. Look at him. That one's not too bad. Like, we'll lean into all the green here. There we go. And I think if I head around the other side here, it's gonna just not show as well. In fact, I don't even know if I can see them. Plus I'm going lower. which usually is less than ideal. I mean, there he is, but yeah, like I said, just kind of in a mess of stuff there. But you know what? Maybe from the other side over here, he'll actually show a little bit better. So let's try that out. Getting a little brighter. Bump that shutter speed up just a bit. All right, so it's not showing particularly well, but we should be able to get closer. All right, may have found the spot here. There we go. Maybe the best looking shot so far. Don't like that twig right there. But I don't know if there's a hole. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Look at this. I don't know if you guys can see this opening right there. That twig is still there, but nice clear view. Of the resting porcupine. Another clear view here. Give that a shot. Are its arms folded? Kind of looks like it. All right, let's leave him be. Okay, I'm gonna head back to the Veery area over here. And I'll wait just a little bit more, see if I get another encounter with those Louisianas. Only because they came into this one area, I think, potentially, they might be nesting around here. So I'm just gonna listen for them. But if not, I'm gonna head to the other pair, only because I know exactly where they are. And I believe they are going to be a little bit more consistent based on what I saw the other day. It's a shame that porcupine isn't facing this way, because this would be more ideal, see? Nice out in the open, kind of clean framing there. Background's not that nice though. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it. That's a Veery off to the left here, and I see him already. In a really dark spot, a little branchy, not good for photography. But that doesn't mean he won't move. See, look. See right there? See, all branchy, messy. But there he is doing his cool song, so. We'll just hang here and keep an eye on him, see where he goes. I moved over here because I thought I might be able to get a view, but branch is still in the way. I have to be pretty far out left, and to do that, I think I'll scare him. Another one just came in. So now they're probably going to interact. Oh, yes. There we go. Time to get low and strut your stuff. Come on, get up on the rock. Thank you. Oh. Let's see if this one goes up on the rock. I gotta get a little bit lower here. Oh, look at that green. Oh, he was on the rock and I missed it. This big rock down there. Good chance he might hop up on it. Oh, I don't know what that was. Maybe insect grab? Oh, look at that. Nice. Oh, he didn't stay in time, like long enough for me to frame him. Oh, man, it's super jumpy. Look, there goes the courtship. A little flutter. Move it around this way. Oh, stay, stay. What is up with the twigs? Killing me. Nice framing with the stump there though, right? So I would go out this way. Oh, here we go. Oh, I thought I might go on that rock. All right, the other one's closer. Busy, busy, busy. Messy background. 60th of a second, looks like it's working. I'm down to 2500 ISO. So even if it gets too bright, I'll just increase the shutter speed because the ISO isn't too bad right now. But this guy's in a mess. He's coming back though. Yeah, here we go. Come on, hit that rock for me. Nope. Not feeling it. Oh. Background's not clean enough. Oh man, it's almost a great scene. There we go. That's really nice. Oh, that guy, I love that rock with the leaves over it. That should be to the left a little bit, but I don't think I can make the move in time. Oh, I got it. There we go. See how that further away background fit in? Oh, finally. And I blow focus. Turn, turn, turn. Oh, still wanted to fix the background. Whoa. Nice foresty vibe there. Oh, there we go, there we go. Stay, stay, stay. Damn twigs. Take one anyway, or two. All right, so sun's starting to come up, starting to shine. Haven't heard my target birds. I think I did really good with the Veery already, so let's go get some Louisiana Waterthrush. We're gonna go out and check out the other pair. Thought I just heard the Louisianas over here. Yeah, let's go get them. Okay, so I headed over for the first pair that I was originally gonna go for at this point. It was only about a 4-minute walk over there, and I'll see you over there in a second. You can see why I came over here. Look at this stream. A lot more green, a little bit more lush. It's actually smaller, so that means less, wide open, far away places for the birds to go. And look at all those rocks in there. Check this out. Just covered in moss. So if the birds were there and cooperative, would have been pretty cool. How beautiful is this? And now we sit and wait. Okay, I ended up sitting in this one spot for about 10 minutes total. Not that long, but usually within 10 minutes, I'm gonna hear those birds somewhere if they're anywhere in the area. Louisiana Waterthrush are very loud birds, and so I would expect to hear them either chipping, especially if it's the female, or the male singing out loudly. I heard nothing. I got bored, so I wrapped it up kind of quickly. All right, so not hearing that Louisiana Waterthrush pair at all. I thought I heard some chips at one point, but they were very fleeting, kind of distant, and never came closer. So I'm gonna walk to the next pair that I found the other day when scouting, and if I don't see anything with them, I'll go back to where I started. All right, it was only about a 5-minute walk to the next spot, so not too far again. I'll see you there. All right, good news. I hear the Louisiana singing off in the distance in the direction I'm headed, but I also hear a hooded warbler, and there's a blackburnian singing here too. What to do? Let's go for the target And then either way, on the way back, maybe we can try and catch up with this hooded. This Blackburnian is going to be near impossible here because there's not much elevation to play with. And most of the hemlock trees are massive, so he's going to be up super high. All right, sounds like Louisiana's down this way. Off trail we go. It's much nicer here than in southern New Jersey. In most places up here, not all, but most places, you can see how open the forest is, which means you can sort of just wander through it without too much hassle. Southern New Jersey is so much more dense and thorny. I mean, look at this, there's like a lawn over here. Yeah, I'm hearing them down here. So this is the male singing. Don't hear any female chips yet, but that's okay. I'm not gonna stay right along the creek as I approach, because the odds are he's right along it. And I don't want him to see me before I get too close, you know? Well, he sounds kind of high. So if he is high, I'm really slowing my approach now, because if he's up high, he's like surveying and he could easily see me. All right, he sounds like he's on the move, but I haven't seen him yet. I'm not close enough to tell if he's high or low yet. So at this point, since I don't know where he's at, and he's somewhere out in front of me here, in this wide open space, I'm just gonna stay put, wait for him to move. Okay, well, he just flew entirely away. I can't even tell which direction he went. I didn't see him fly, but he just stopped, and then I heard the song way off. So I'm gonna go chase that hooded and keep an ear out for this guy to return. In fact, it sounds like he might be upstream towards that hooded, so. All right, I gave up on that Louisiana. He's just doing nothing but staying high, just singing really high. No indication of a female, which usually helps bring them down. So I'm gonna chase this hooded now for a little bit and then go back to that original pair of Louisiana. Part of the problem is where he's hanging seems to be deep in all this mid-height green here, and those things are insanely thorny. So I'm not gonna go wandering through that. But maybe he's elevated and singing and we can find him on a branch. I think he just moved further away.
Well, it wasn't long after that the hooded disappeared, went further away, and I realized I had no access to the area he was in, so I decided to bail on this spot and head back to where we started. Probably should have stayed there the whole time, but you never know. Oftentimes it's worth going out exploring and seeing, but sometimes it's better just stay with the bird you had. I should have done that on this day. So I'll see you back there.
So at this point we're dealing with a lot of different light. So if you look around here, you can see I got spotty sunlight coming in. So some spots are gonna be really bright, other spots are gonna be mostly in the shade, some are gonna be in really darker shade. So at that point, I'm gonna switch to aperture priority, take my base ISO down to 400, kick on auto ISO, and then just hop into the menu, see what my shutter speed is, 500th of a second. Let's see what kind of ISO that's giving us in most circumstances here. A little high when we go in the shade. See that, 4,000? Now if I go out into a brighter area, then I get better. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that in half, down to 2/50th of a second. Now we're down to a bit more of a normal ISO when we're in the shade, but as we hit sunny pockets or brighter areas, our ISO is gonna be a lot better. So now we're set to shoot anything, no matter where it shows up. and then I can just dial in and correct exposure with exposure compensation. So once that sun gets up and starts shining through and I got mixed lighting, that's exactly what I do. Earlier this morning it was just easier to stay on manual so I could dial everything in, keep it consistent, but that's not the case anymore. Red-eyed vireo singing up there. This is where I had those Louisianas earlier, but not hearing anything right now, so that's fine. We're just gonna keep walking along and listen. And I'm just gonna basically back and forth this section of the stream because I've also seen these birds here before and in past years. There we go, just heard one. There it is, got him. Feeding along the edge. Now if it would hop up on that log, have a killer shot. The only problem with shooting into the water in this direction is, see how sort of shiny it is? The sky is reflecting bright off of it. All right, I see the bird. Oh, come on. Oh. See what I'm talking about with how shiny it is? It's just very distracting. All right, so watch real quick. We're gonna switch to manual. I'm gonna slow that shutter speed way down. Let's go down like this. There we go. Oh, if he hops out on something. Oh, there we go. Just gotta hold still. Turn the other way. Nope. All right. It's okay though. We got good edge feeding here. Every so often hopping on the rocks. So, I'm actually gonna try and swing around the bird the other way so it comes towards me. So it's feeding in the other direction right now. So it keeps moving away from me. So if I go way around, there might be a chance I could get it feeding towards me. All right, real quick, I'm gonna switch back to aperture priority. All right, let's see if we can see this bird now from up here. Yep, got it. All right, let's get lower. Can't quite get low enough here, which sucks. There it is though. All right. Yeah, I can't get low enough here. The perspective is pretty bad. So I'm gonna try and sneak in over here. I'm not sure if it saw me or if it's just taking a break, but I really want the bird to go back to feeding. I see the tail bobbing and it's hidden, so I'm trying to get closer. Compose up this way. A little bit of an opening there, not the best. I'd like more. If I can get, I'm just gonna say if I can crawl lower. Ouch. All right, she moved on. I keep saying she because I believe this is the female. Since I haven't heard any singing and she keeps gathering nesting material. All right, so I hear her in here. So I'm just gonna hang out and wait and see if she pops out. A little bit of a mess with the Veery. And I think I see her. Ah, maybe not. Okay, it'd be great if I could focus on this bird, huh? Ovenbird? Yeah. Another bird with nesting material. 'Tis the season, right? All right, a little bit of that foreground branch in the way. There we go. Come on. Oh. Okay. It's nesting in the same spot. All right, I just saw Louisiana fly up. There's the other one down there. Oop. Going, going. Ooh. Somebody's chasing somebody. I was gonna patiently wait for this ovenbird to pop out, but I know where this Louisiana just went. So again, I see the direction she's feeding. I'm gonna give her a lot of space this time. See if we can make it down over here and then make an approach, or just stay put and have her come to us, which would be more ideal. Oh, she's that close already? Damn. She's moving quick. Kind of fun if I can get a clear background on that. Branchy. Oh, let's wait for her to turn out to the right. Is that the other one? Sure was. Okay, they're both in here. So this actually might be the male. Got him. Turn. Branchy. All right, went out to feed. These birds are tough. Compose it off to the right. Come on, turn, turn, turn. It's gonna turn that way. A little bit darker so the water doesn't overexpose. Trying to get as low as possible. All right, now we're gonna quickly go to manual. There's that nice slow shutter speed. Resting on a rock, firing away like crazy. Gonna slow down to 1/10 of a second. Try and get real stable here. Focus. Fire away. Move the focus box. Ugh. All right, focus. Ooh, even better. Just shooting like crazy. Compose out this way. Firing like crazy. I'm taking the gamble right now, folks. All right, watch real quick. Since this is a fun spot, hop back to aperture priority. That's gonna give us better shutter speed. Come on, come down, bird. Lighten up everything a little bit. Grab that shot. Right down in there is gonna be nice. Come on. There we go. Compose it. Let's get a little bit more space above. See, I don't like that rough water behind it, so back to manual. Wait for it to turn. Fire away. Come on, come on. There we go. Look how still the head is. I'm gonna compose it higher in the frame so I get more water movement. Move the focus box up, right there. Compose over here. We'll keep some of that green in the top of the frame. Come on. Would you pick a direction, bird?
As a heads up, anytime you don't see the focus box on the subject, that's because I'm locking the focus and recomposing.
There we go. Just wait for that head to stop. Trying to include the whole rock in the frame too. All right, we're gonna go back this way, maybe. Nope. Okay, yeah, here we go. Focus on that rock. Come on. Pop your head, Louisiana. Oh. Just firing like crazy because the bird's moving throughout there. Oh. All right, gotta adjust. Back's hurting. Where you at? Up high, nice.
little bit more space over here. Don't love this background, but the motion should hopefully make up for it. Move the focus box up there. Yep, now we're going back this way. Alright, no background separation. I'm not going to bother shooting right now. This is cool. There we go, back up on the rock. Let's see if we can get a facing left, would be nice. And now you're good to the right. Okay, that rock is awesome now. I'm just gonna shoot like a mad person in there. Come on. Oh, there we go, that still works. Compose it high. All right, wait, switch back to aperture priority. A little bit of exposure bump. We're gonna see if we can get a little bit lower here and get that clean green. Come on. Come on, hit that other rock. Oh, maybe a little space in between there. If it shows. It's in there. Just gotta wait for them to pop up. I see it bouncing around with my eyes. There, you can start to see the bird moving there. Come on, if it hits that little rock right there, look, I can dip down and then get a beautiful shot. But I need it right on that rock there. Oops. Come on. Oh. Still in there. Almost. Oop. Got something there. I don't know if that was nesting material or what. Yep, I believe it is. No, nothing. I thought I saw something in the bird's beak. Well, thanks to the flip screen on that one. If I had to get my eye in the viewfinder, that wasn't a shot. None of those shots were going to happen. It's food. Ew. Look at that beetle. Gross. So big you can't even figure out how to eat it. Oh, that's too funny. I'm trying to think if there's another perspective I could get, but I'm not really seeing one. So I'm just gonna hang here, see where he goes next. Or she. I don't know who this one is. But we did it, folks. We got some shots. Guess I should have stayed here from the beginning, huh? Probably could have gotten a lot more. And it stayed cloudy. That's a really good thing. If you look up there, a little bit of blue sky, but overall pretty cloudy. If I had full sun and streaming in out in this open river here, hitting spots in the background, half of those shots would have been complete garbage. So got really lucky with the light on this one. Oh, this is incredibly uncomfortable down here. All right, I think he finished. See him moving now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, wait, now that shot might happen. It might be coming out. Almost. See his head there. I think he went the other way. Bummer. So what might make sense now is to swing around the other way because he's feeding upstream and I can get pretty low on the other side there. Oh, wait, he just popped up. Oh,
he on that rock? Do you see it? No, he's on the rock behind. Oh, bummer. Yeah, let's try the other side. I'm just getting a little too far away here. Plus that spot was so uncomfortable. All right, so we're gonna go way around. So I can't even see the bird. Then we'll hit the shoreline and then either make our way towards it, or if the bird's coming towards us, just stay put. How fun is this? Louisianas are a great bird to start with, mainly because, oh, is that him? Or is that a second bird? Oh, it's a second bird, okay. I was gonna say, I didn't know he was right there. I see the other one now. Oh, bummer. See, I came in kind of aggressive and didn't even notice the second one there. So we got one right there. And the other one, I think is still down on this shoreline, but I'm not sure if it moved once that one flew. Preening time. So let's keep an eye on him, see what he does next. Hopefully he comes back down and feeds some more. Although after that giant thing he ate, probably doesn't need to feed for a while. All right, so just real quick while I'm waiting for this Louisiana to come back down and start feeding, hopefully, I wanted to talk about why I went with manual and then back to aperture priority with auto ISO for that higher shutter speed. Because you would think if I was in manual, sorry, I just heard the bird again. You would think if I was in manual, just stayed in manual, then I would be able to just, go on up to 250, right? But you saw how many clicks that was. It's a bit of a change. But then I also, if I was staying in manual, I'd probably want to lose auto ISO, because if I'm in auto ISO, in order to do some exposure compensation, I have to press and hold the plus minus button and rotate the back wheel. And that takes my finger off the shutter button, which takes my finger off the focus, which means I can't change the exposure while I'm shooting and focusing, which is what I like to do. So let me go back down to that 1/10 of a second. That's my slow shutter speed attempt. If I just roll into aperture priority, now I can shoot and focus and change my exposure compensation with just the back wheel. I don't have to press that plus minus button, and that's a big help for me. Especially in that awkward position of holding the camera down like this. It's just awkward to be able to press both buttons. And I gotta say, it's awkward to change the ISO and the manual shutter speed that much. So if I just have them aperture priority set like this, and then all I gotta do is bounce into manual, there, ready to shoot. Bounce back into aperture priority, ready to shoot, right? It's just one quick change. Now I'm down to slow 1/10 of a second, ready for slow shutter speed stuff. And then right back here, I'm ready for regular shots with a decent shutter speed, and I can control my exposure with just the back wheel. So that's why I did that. Mainly because I wanted to be able to bounce back and forth really quickly in that scenario, because I didn't know how long that bird was going to stay out on those rocks. All right, so he's making a bunch of noise up there. I think he's done preening, and hopefully we will get another feeding session in a little bit. We'll see. Okay, I saw him just drop down around the bend here, and there's some crazy mossy goodness. So I'm going to see if oh, there we go, out on the rocks again. I'm just gonna settle in up here and hang out. So now that I actually look at the terrain here, I think I'm gonna tuck back in this corner right over here, because right now, I don't know if you can see, but here, I'll try and show you. I'm really kind of out in the open here. And so I don't think they're gonna come land right back by me if I'm sitting out here. And so I'm gonna go tuck back in that corner. And then I think I have a better chance of them coming back in front of me. And that one's still feeding over there, so I can keep an eye on them. Pretty cool. Always fun to watch these birds. All right, folks, so It's starting to get sunny. It's also a little bit later, and unfortunately I can't spend the whole day out here. I have to get out scouting after other birds for my workshops coming up and do some work online as well, or on the computer I should say. So I kind of have to wrap it up this morning. Been out here for about 2.5 hours, and we got some shots. We got the target too, which is great. Definitely did better with the, not better, but did great with the veery, which was a nice unexpected thing. And I may have gotten that one shot of the ovenbird, but yeah, you can see the sun starting to pop there, and yeah, that's a wrap. So if I had the time and really was targeting the water thrush and wanted to get a lot more shots of them or just more opportunity, I would just stay put, you know. And based on the light, there was dappled light. It was still shootable in some spots, but it was going to get a little bit more challenging. But I think it's actually supposed to cloud up again later today. So, you know, if you were out here and you really wanted to take advantage of getting some Louisiana waterthrush, I would certainly say stay. You know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with staying longer, and even trying in the sun, because sometimes if they hit the right spot, it can look really amazing. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today. It was a tough start. I was indecisive and should have stayed put, but in the end it worked out and we got the target. So I'll tell you all about it in the setup video. Alright, thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this outing up here in North Jersey. It's just so beautiful out here, and gotta love spring. Happy shooting, everybody.